Well, hi, friends. Welcome back to another safety lesson. We have been working the last few weeks learning some safety rules. If you remember some of our safety rules, do you remember some of them? This one is to ask first before touching a dog you might not know, to ask for help or get help with sharp objects. Wear a helmet when you're using wheels. Always wear your seatbelts and sit in your car seat or booster seat in the car. Hold the hand of a bigger person when crossing the street. Always have a bigger person with you when you're in water. Never touch guns. We don't play with guns, right? And never play with fire. Those are some of our safety rules. We're going to learn another one today. But I want to remind you of our ways to stay safe. Do you remember our ways to stay safe? We had a song we listened to last time, but it's stop and think. Does this feel safe? What's the rule? And then we're going to tell a grown-up that we trust and use words that mean no, like stop. I don't like that, right? So those are our safety rules and our ways to stay safe. Nerg has a story that he wants to tell us about something that happened to him. Okay? Right, Nerg? I do. All right. Tell us the story, Nerg, about following a rule to help keep you safe. Okay. Yesterday, I was playing at my house and my neighbor came over and asked if I could have or asked to give me a cookie. Ooh, that sounds yummy, Nerg. Yeah. But I was thinking and they smelled so good and I really wanted one, but then I remembered the safety rule. What's the rule, Nerg? The rule is always ask first. And so I remembered that I needed to ask my mom first. Oh, well, that's a good thing to remember, Nerg. What did you do? Well, I told my neighbor, just a minute, I need to ask first. And so I went in the house and I asked my mom, I said, Mom, the new neighbor is outside and she has some cookies she wants to share with me. Can I have one? My mom said, Well, Nerg, I am so glad that you asked first. Let's go talk to her. And you know what? My mom said I could have the cookie because I asked first. That is amazing. Was it a good cookie, Nerg? Yeah, it was. It was delicious. My new neighbor makes amazing cookies. I'm so glad that you liked your cookie, Nerg. That is amazing. I love it. So what was the rule that you remembered, Nerg? The rule is always ask a bigger person first. That's a good rule. We always need to ask first. Let's thank you, Nerg, for sharing your story with us. You're welcome. I'm going to listen to the rest of the lesson today. Okay, you sit right here next to me, Nerg, okay? Okay. All right, guys, I have another story of someone who remembered to use the safety rule. Always ask first. Okay, let's look at it. This is a picture of Nolan, and he's playing with some toy cars outside of his apartment building. His babysitter is doing her homework and watching him. The older boy is inviting Nolan to go around the corner and look at a treasure. He's showing Nolan part of the treasure, and Nolan thinks that it looks really cool. If you think that Nolan wants to go look at the treasure, pat your knee. I think that Nolan probably does want to go look at the treasure. He really, and you know what he does? He really wants to see the treasure, but he's not sure if it's safe to go with this boy he doesn't know. Think about some things that will help Nolan stay safe. What do you think? What should Nolan do? if you remembered that he should ask first, that is exactly right. Nolan remembers that he needs to use the ways to stay safe. He stops and he thinks. He uses the ways to stay safe. He stops and he thinks, is it safe for to go with this older boy? Then he asks himself, what's the rule? This helps him remember to follow the always ask first rule. The older boy is asking Nolan to go somewhere with him, and Nolan is not sure if it's safe. He needs to ask first. What can Nolan do? What can Nolan say to the older boy? What do you think? Did you say that he can say, just a minute, I need to ask my babysitter? Yeah, he could say that. He could say something else too. Like maybe just a minute, I'll be right back, right? Nolan faces the boy and tells him in a strong, respectful voice, a voice that's not, well, it's strong and respectful. What do you think that means? We can talk more about that. Then he goes and he asks his babysitter. He doesn't know the older boy, or she doesn't know the older boy either. So she tells Nolan that he can't go see the treasure because she doesn't know who he is. Nolan is sad, but what his babysitter says next makes him feel better. She said, you followed the always ask first rule, and that is what you do to stay safe. So he remembered the rule, and that's what helped keep him safe. Because we don't know if this boy was going to do something that wasn't safe to Nolan. So we have to ask first. Now, do you think maybe that the babysitter could have gone with Nolan to go see the treasure? Yeah, maybe she could have said, I'll go with you, right? But she said that no, Nolan can't go this time. And so Nolan needs to say, okay, and maybe find some other kind of thing he can do instead. All right, so let's remember the rule. It's always ask a bigger person first. Okay, can you say it with me? Always ask a bigger person first. Good job. All right, friends, that's it for our safety lesson today. I will see you again next time.